Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Olivia. How are you all doing? In today's video, I will show you a new technique on how you can achieve for your background. And if you notice this page, I did post on Instagram a couple days ago. This is a color buddy with my friend Carrie, and I did promise you that I will do a tutorial on showing you how you can do this type of very opaque background with like a magical sparkle like this. And so I will show you that using the Floral book by Trolle, and we are going to work on this page right here, which is an angel page. I did colors in the angel gel. This is I just kind of testing on some techniques, so I didn't share with you how I do this one because it's like a mess, but I will share with you in another video. And so for the technique, I'm going to use Inktense, Derwent Inktense. And if you remember, I did mention it in my last video where I show you how I use the Derwent Inktense in general. Make sure you swatch out your Inktense first, because the color when you activate with water is very different from the color on the barrel, and so it will give you a better idea on what color you're going to use. So for this background, I'm going to use a combination of purple and blue and do like a transition color gradient from blue, different gradient of blue, and slowly transfer to different gradient of purple. But you can also just use the same technique, but do something a little bit more easier, like the blue background that I showed you earlier on the page that I post on Instagram. That one I just do like a different blue gradient, so that's a bit more simple for you if you want to do that type of background. So I'm starting with the lagoon colors, and as you remember from my last video that I posted, if you haven't watched, is the Halloween coloring page that I did for the Halloween, and I did show you go a little bit in depth and take you through like different steps on how I achieve a coloring page using Inktense with the help of pencil. And so the most important thing that I keep repeating myself to you is you don't have to press the Inktense pencil when you apply the color, because they are very opaque, so you don't really need to press the pencil so hard. But make sure when you apply the color, just make sure it is an even layers. And after the lagoon, I did going in with the navy blue, and if you pay attention here, I did use the navy blue just concentrate around the the edges of the page, because I want the edge is going to be dark colors, and the lagoon is like just in like a middle transition colors, and as we're going in deeper, it's going to be a light colors. And so if you feel a little bit hard to apply the pencil, just turn the page around, and it doesn't matter if you apply horizontal or vertical, it just have to be like even. Doesn't matter if you make them dark, doesn't matter if you make them like cover all the pages, or just make sure that even. So when you activate it with the water, you don't leave a lot of pencil mark, and it's not visible so much. And so after the blue, I adding in a violet. So this violet will be our transition color to from the blue to the purple. And I really love the violet from the Derwent Inktense because it's have a tint of blue in it. It's not actually just a purple, but it's have a little bit of hint of blue. And as you can see now, you probably understand why I did tell you that you have to swatch out your colors, because you can see I did at the moment it looked really messy and it doesn't make sense because all the colors it just look the same, and you would like think they're just the same, how come they are gradient? But once you activate them, you will surprise at how different they look once you apply the water. And now for the bottom, I'm going in with the dark purple first. I say it's dark purple, but actually the dark purple is not actually that dark. It's more like a pinkish purples, and I really love that. I didn't want to make it like a real purple, but I do want to have like a little bit of pink in it, because I think the angels the dress is blue. I should have done her in white, but I didn't think so. I have to make the background a little bit darker so she will stand out as a glowing angel. And now I'm going in with the mauve and adding in for just the corners, around the corners again, not the corner, why I keep saying corner, the edges of this page. And again, I just say that you don't have to press the pencil, and don't worry about it look a little bit sketchy, it look really funny and a mess. It's always happen like that. And now after you adding all the darker colors, I'm going in with dusky purple. This is more like a muted pinkish purple, and I want to apply this light color toward the center, so the center could be a bit lighter, and around the edges is a little bit darker colors, so you create that kind of glowing effect. And if you pay attention, I didn't really cover the entire page. I leave a little bit of white area in the middle, because later when we apply the colors, apply the water, you can spread it out and make sure the middle is like nice and light. And so I'm going to use the water brush. You can just use a normal brush, dipping in the water, you can use that. And it's here is not something really difficult. You just apply the water, and if you haven't watched my other video, I highly recommend you go watch it. You don't have to watch the entire video to understand all the step or all the precautions that I did mention when you're using the Derwent Inktense. But I just want to repeat myself, because I know a lot of people don't watch all the video, and you maybe just accidentally come across my video and you think it's interesting. So when you apply water for the Derwent Inktense, make sure you don't press your water brush too much. It's nice and light with your hand, and don't worry about it look a little bit not even, because we are going to use the help of pencil anyway at the end. And after you make it dry, it will look really bumpy, and here I'm going to share with you my technique how to make it less bumpy. As you can see, it's look real, it make the paper not flat no more. So I always tell you that I'm using the iron, but I never actually show you how you can do it. So here I'm showing you, you just put a piece of paper underneath and a piece of paper on top. If you're scared, you can use fabric, or you can use like a thicker paper, and then set your iron on low heat. Has to be low heat, don't do it too hot, and very gently apply it, the pressure down. Now don't ever run the iron like all the way through the page at the start, because the paper is like really wobbly at the moment. If you do that, you may end up running into like you make like a fold, and it will be permanent. So be gentle with your iron. And as you can see here, after I done, it's look a lot flatter. And don't worry about it's not completely flat. When you close the book and let it sit for a while, you know, overnight or something, it will flatten out even more. Now, after you're done with everything and it dries, and you know, you make it flat, I like to make it flat before I apply pencil, because it'd be easier, you know, apply the pencil on the flat surface. Now, if you remember, I did say in my last video, I like to use Faber Castell Polychromos pencil with combination with the Inktense, because I think it creates a more smoother look. But here I'm going to use the Prismacolor white, because we are going to add in the sparkle swirl now, and the Prismacolors is a lot opaque than the Polychromos. It's not about the opaque color, but it's more about, because the pencil is really soft and it's going on this surface really easy, it shows a lot more. So you can see I just sketch out some, you know, random swirl. You just follow me. It's really easy. It's like when you're drawing ribbon, so like a ribbon that run across her the page, and you just colors in, fill in the space, and that it will be your base color. So later you adding in all the sparkle. Now I like to use the white because it is the largest color, and it will give you a glowing impressions better than other color. But if you like other color, then goes ahead, but make sure you pick a light colors. Like if you like blue, then pick a light blue. If you like pink, then pick a light pink. It just depends on what is your page, but I do like the white the best. And I also adding in just the line outside the ribbon that we already drawn, because then I don't know, it just look nicer. It doesn't look too stiff. I don't know if that makes sense, but when you do like this, it look more organic. I just try to make it as nice as I could, and I think this way it look a lot nicer. And as you can see, even if we just adding in the white like this, it's already look really pretty. But later when you're adding all the white and everything, gel pens and everything, it will look nicer. Now I like to add swirl, like the ribbon, like very curvy look. I don't like to add straight line, but you can use exactly the same technique to add straight line. So when I say straight line, it looks like you can use it to create sunlight effect. You know, like the sun shine through the forest or some stuff like that. You can use it to adding for your ocean. You know, the sun break through the oceans, that will look really nice too. So those you can use straight line, but for this kind of magical effect that I'm going for, I like to make it a bit curly. So just depends on how you like it. Now after you are done with the white pencil, we are going to use the Polychromos now to enhance the background in general, because it does look very sketchy looking, and I don't really like that look. I like it's like really smooth. As earlier I did tell you that I got the idea from the children book, and it show very like a digital smooth looking, so I'm going for that look. And of course you can use Prismacolors as well, and the reason why I adding in the white first is because at the start, once you add down the Inktense, it have a lot of tool for the pencil to grab on. So if you adding all like enhance everything with the pencil, and then you're going on with the gel pen, of course it's gonna be hard, because then it's going to be pencil on pencil again. And if you when you always color with pencil, you obviously know that the white won't show as much when you're adding on top of other color pencils. So make sure you're adding the white first, so it will show as bright and as much as possible. And when you're adding in the pencil, you just go into between the light. And again, when I apply the pencil, I don't need to press the pencil or like make it like super nice and neat or anything. I just simply enhance the color and make it more evenly and more smoother. And if you try this technique out, you will see how much easier it look. And for the Polychromos at the start, I did use the ultramarine for similar color as the color that we use with the Inktense. So that's how I enhance the colors. And I'm going in with the indanthrene blue now. Again, all the colors that I'm using in this video, I'm going to put it in the description box, and you can see all the colors there, and you can choose out for you. I know that a lot of you guys will maybe use different colors, maybe use different just different background in general, but a lot of you guys like to replicate what I show in the video, so I would like to share all the colors that I use with you. So just check out the description box, all the color name will be there, so you can, if you like it, you can use the same. And don't worry about that you have to press the pencil, because as I say, the Inktense give it plenty of tool to grab on, so just go in really nicely and really easy on your hand. If you use the Prismacolor, it's even better, because the Prismacolor is really soft. The only problem with Prismacolor is because it's so soft, and the point, they don't keep the point very well. That's why a lot of the tooth will show through. So with the Polychromos, I don't know, it just create a more smooth look, and it just like very soft and very smooth. I don't know, I keep saying smooth, but it does really look nice. And as you can see, if you look closely, you can still see like a tiny bit of paper tooth, the grain still looks a little bit grainy, but in general it looks really nice. And as you can see, the area that I haven't applied the color pencil with the area that I already apply a little bit of pencil, it look completely different, right? It's look a lot more smoother, it look really nice and very opaque. So it depends on you. If you want to adding more pencil, go ahead and do that. If you like the watercolor effect look that the Inktense created, then of course by all means go ahead. And here I'm just reapply the ultramarines a little bit more, bring it in, because it's just the same colors as how I did with the Inktense. So that's a trick. You have the base of the colors already, so you just apply extra colors. And I'm going over the snowflake at the moment, because I had an idea in mind that I just gonna go over with gel pen, so I don't worry about just have to avoid little cracks and space with the snowflake. It's too much trouble for me to think about. So now with the light color that I'm using now, it is a sky blue, and I'm just use it to adding in for the middle, nice and light. And again, don't really need to press the pencil as well.
Oh, it's cold outside and I miss you now. You're not here to keep me warm on Christmas Eve. I've been longing, been so lonely, wishing you could hold me now. I've been trying.
And now I'm going in with the light magenta, and if you pay attention, the area that I applying this color is not actually pink, but I want to add a little bit of pink because you know, like how blue and purple, this is a little bit of pink going on in the middle, right? So if you adding in a little bit of pink in the middle of blue and the purple, it will create a nicely transition colors. And this purple, this pink is just super nice. And because of the girl that I did, the angel lady that I colors in is blue, so I want to have a little bit of pinky glowing around her, so it's kind of like separate her with the blue background because the background is blue as well.
You're not here to keep me warm on Christmas Eve. I've been longing, been so lonely, wishing.
After that, I'm using the violet now to apply in the pink, not the pink, the purple area. And again, I just apply this one just around the edges.
Think of you, although you're far away, we're under the same stars, always, always.
Now going down the more darker purple area, and as you can see, it look a little bit muted, but don't worry, once we're adding in the pencil, it will look a lot brighter. So I'm going in with the the manganese violet first, and this will be mostly, I would done half of the bottom, and you can do the other half just exactly the same, so we can save time and move on, because it's just basically repeating steps. So I don't think it's really, I think it's a bit boring if you know you watch speed coloring of the same things over and over. So yeah, I'm going to just do half, demonstrate for you what I did, and then you can do the other half exactly the same, because it's really easy. You just applying color.
But under the stars, I close my eyes and think of you. Although you're far away, we're under the same stars, always, always.
Now you have the base of the Maganese violet down. You going in with the blue violet to make it like a darker edges, and I really like to use the blue violet at this point because it's purple, but it have a little bit of blue in it, like just the name, its name is blue violet, and it will balance out the whole background because we have a little bit of blue at the top, and we did add a little bit of purple at the top as well. So I would like to adding in a little bit of blue at the bottom, and you can see you can blend out the pencil using the Maganese violet again if you want to. Now I'm going to use the light red violet to adding for the lightest purple of this area, and the light red violet is have a little bit of pink. It's more pink in it than the other two violet I just used. So I think it will go nicely and blend nicely. I smoothly transition from the light magenta to the light red violet, and then go on with other purple. So you're going to do the same for the other side. Here I'm just using the light magenta just to blend it out a little bit, but you basically just to do the same with the other side. And here we are done with everything. The white afterward is pops out more, and the background look a lot more smooth and nice and opaque. Now it's not scratchy looking anymore, so we can move on to make the sparkle. So now I'm going to use gel pen. As you know, I'm not a big fan of gel pen, and I don't use them particularly for coloring in, because I like color with pencil. I like to use pencil, but here I like to use gel pen to adding in like little detail effects. So I'm going to use the pink first. I have the pink, blue, and yellow. So I'm going to make like a star. So you draw like a diamond in the middle, and then 4 long line across the star, and then 2 short light in between of those long one. And you can do big, you can do them small, just do a little like variety of size, and spice it out a little bit because we're going to use other colors as well. So what I find it more effective is when you do this sparkle, try to use the color that you already use in your background, so it doesn't make it look so busy looking. So here, if use the background, I use blue and pink, blue and purple. So for the magical sparkle, I use pink and blue gel pen, but I did use like a lighter version of the colors, like a light blue and a light more lighter, brighter pink, and to make it look nicer, more pops out. And again, I like to adding in a little bit of gold because I just think it look nice. It break the colors a little bit and make it pop out more, because we don't really use any like gold color except for her hair have a little bit of gold brown in it. So I think the gold will go really well. And you can see I adding in the sparkle, and then I also add some dot, like just like little dot around it. And now the magical part is a white gel pen. The gel pen I'm using is Uniball Signo white gel pen. I will list all the material that I use in the description box, so make sure you check that out. And again, you just do some dot and do some big star, and you basically do the same, repeating this for all the swirl that you did. Now it seemed like a very boring process, but for me it's very, very relaxing. I found it really relaxing, and I just put on some music or watch some movie, and just repeating step. There's something about just repeating this exactly the same things make you really relax. And here is the result after adding in all the sparkle. I did bring out the white of all the snow, and this is how it look at the end. So I really love how this look. You can as much as the sparkle as you like, or don't add too much if you don't like to. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new. If you like my video, please comment, thumbs up, and share with other people, and I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care and happy coloring. Bye.
Although you're far away, we're under the same stars. Always, always.